I found out my college fund didn't exist the day I got into college. For 18 years, my parents told me not to worry about tuition. They said they'd been saving since I was born. They said my future was secure. But when it was finally time to pay, the money was gone, and now they expect me to work for free at the business they started with it. So, am I the villain here? Growing up, my parents constantly talked about my college fund. It was like this golden safety net hanging over my head. My dad would joke, "Better pick something useful. We're investing in you." My mom would say, "We've planned for this since you were born." And I believed them. We weren't rich. We were comfortable. My dad worked in logistics. My mom stayed home. They weren't flashy, but they were stable. Then, when I was about 15, my dad got laid off. That was the first time I saw real fear in our house. There were late night whispers, bills stacked on the counter. My mom started baking more, at first just to save money. Then baking turned into selling to neighbors. Then neighbors turned into local orders. And somewhere in all that, a decision got made, without me. Fast forward to senior year of high school. I got into a good state school. I was so proud. I remember printing out the acceptance letter and putting it on the fridge. A few weeks later, financial aid packages came in. I sat at the kitchen table with my parents, expecting to go over what they'd cover. That's when my mom went quiet. My dad cleared his throat and said, "There's something we need to tell you." 3 years earlier, they had pulled the money from my college fund, every dollar, to open a bakery. They said it was temporary. They said once the bakery took off, they'd put the money back. It never got put back. Instead, I was told I could take out loans like everyone else. And I remember just sitting there, nodding, because what was I supposed to do? I was 18. If I got angry, I'd look ungrateful. If I cried, I'd look dramatic. So I said okay, and I signed the loan papers. College was fine. I worked part-time. I budgeted. I avoided looking at my loan balance too often. Meanwhile, the bakery exploded. I'd go home for breaks and see lines out the door. They expanded into catering. They got featured in local magazines. They bought a new SUV for deliveries. It felt weird. Every time someone congratulated them, I'd think, "That's my tuition." But I pushed it down because they kept saying, "This is for you. This will be yours one day." I graduated last year with $52,000 in student loans. Then recently, I got a job offer in marketing in another city. Entry level, not glamorous, but it's my field, my start. I was excited when I told them. They weren't. They looked confused, like I'd misunderstood something obvious. My dad said, "Why would you work for someone else when you could grow the family business?" My mom said, "We already paid for your education." And that's when something in me snapped. 'Cause no, they didn't. I did. With interest. They told me I should move back home and work at the bakery unpaid for a year to prove commitment. Then we could discuss ownership, unpaid, while my loan payments start in 6 months. I told them I was proud of them. I truly am. But they made a choice with money they had promised to me my entire life without asking me, and now they want more. My dad said, "We gave you life. We gave you a home. That fund wasn't just yours." My mom cried and said I was abandoning the family. Extended family got involved. My aunt texted me that I was turning my back on generational wealth. My cousin said I'd regret choosing a corporate job over ownership. But here's what no one can answer. If the bakery is mine one day, why isn't my name on anything? Why is there no paperwork? Why does inheriting something someday require free labor now? Here's the part that makes this hard. They did struggle. My dad losing his job was terrifying. That bakery probably saved our house. I don't hate them. I just hate that my future became collateral damage. And now I'm being told I'm selfish for wanting to build something that's actually mine, not promised, not implied, mine. So I said no. I'm taking the job. They're disappointed. Things are tense. Holidays are going to be awkward. Part of me feels guilty, but another part of me feels relieved. Because for the first time, I chose myself. So tell me, am I wrong for refusing to work at the business they built with my college fund? Or am I finally setting a boundary